And hello, everyone. It is 12 a.m. in Greeley, Colorado. I am Kate Sard back with another episode. And happy New Year's Eve, everyone. Man, the the time is flying by, and it's just absolutely insane because there's so much going on this year, and the months flew by. Next thing you know, it's Christmas, and here we are. Now it's just about a new year. So how's everybody doing out there? Everybody doing okay? You know, getting through. I do realize, the holiday is a hard time for some people, and I can understand because I lost somebody very close to me back in 2017, and this is usually the year I would hear back from him when they tell me that he'll be visiting my family and I. But that's just another story for a different time. It's just February 17th, I'll be doing something special, so be on standby. So anyway, before I go to any further, I would just like to ask if you could possibly send positive vibes and prayers to people affected by the fire in Boulder County here in Colorado. The news have already said that is the largest fire in Colorado state history. And the fire started so quick, and according to sources, the power lines dropped and it caused the fire, and it has destroyed so much homes. And I really hope everyone's safe and the animals are safe as well. And my brother Josiah, he works for the sheriff posse, and he's working on becoming a police officer. He's on standby, so if he gets called in to help people, he'll be out there. So look out for him. He'll be out there. So if you can just send positive vibes, prayers, please do. It's horrible. It's just right after Christmas. It's just about to be New Year's, and this happens. It's just horrible. So send a lot of prayers and vibes out to those people. And yeah, it's just horrible. And I really hope everyone who were evacuated got out safely with their animals. I don't know what I'll do if I had evacuated and they told me to leave my animals. I don't know what I would do. I'll probably stay behind, to be honest. So I'm really hoping those animals got to go with them. So now on to the shout outs. The first shout out goes to my friend Mac Jameson. He's from my Ames Community College days here in Greeley. He is a writer now, a very well writer, I shall say. I can write, but I write music album reviews. He writes stories. They're just like a whole hodgepodge of stories he writes. And if you go to his WordPress, dwarventeller.wordpress.com, you will see a collection of his stories that he has written. And let me tell you something, he knows what he's doing. He's just a gifted writer, and he's a good friend of mine. He and his partner have a beautiful baby boy who's trying to feel better. And but yeah, seriously, go check it out if you're interested in that kind of stories. Please take a look. Again, it's dwarventeller.wordpress.com, and they're just stories. So yeah, so keep that in mind. Check it out, and reach out to him. He's a very nice fellow, very nice indeed. Another shout out goes to my friend Dan. He has a YouTube page called Just the Facts, and he's been doing something really cool. He's been doing there are a lot of classic movies that are public domain, and he has been streaming these movies. And let me tell you something, there are just classics available for us to see without having issues. So thus far, earlier tonight he did Indestructible Man, and that was really good. I feel bad for the person who picked up and threw. Oh my goodness, bodies hit the floor. And then my personal favorite was last night's showing of the original Silent Hill. Vincent Price was superb in that movie, so check it out. Again, it's Just the Facts. And also, while you're there, if you check out his YouTube page, he does a great vlog of the Bonnie and Clyde famous bank robbery, and it's a whole reenactment. So give it a look, why don't you? It's probably one of my favorite vlogs by him for sure. He also does great things for the late Daryl Dimeback, and so just take a look. Again, his YouTube page is Just the Facts. And usually too, when he streams the public domain movies, I'm in there hanging out with the rest of the peeps. So yeah, drop in, say hi. So my last shout out goes to the one, the only Royce in the house, Royce Eddings. Obviously I just said his YouTube page, Royce in the house. He does vinyl unboxing and we discuss the music, and of course, it's somewhere along the way we talk about other things, which is great. I'm a music dork, so and it's just great to hear these things. And he also has great vlogs during the week, and just great places he goes to. I think by far my favorite vlog he's done is of Morro Bay in California. Stunning place. It's like they have like a store that has wine, cake, cookies, cheese, crackers, just my kind of stuff. I like to visit there. Plus, they have fresh seafood, and that sounds really good too, because we hardly have fresh seafood because we live in Colorado. And I hear they also have great sushi, so I'm down. But check it out. And so I'm gonna bring this up. First, Royce will not be live this Sunday because it's day after New Year's Day, and he just wants to enjoy the rest of his holiday. But he should be back up the following Sunday, so I'll keep you guys posted. And who knows, maybe I'll be another co-host for him. So keep your eyes open. You might even see me on there. And of course, I'll let you guys know when that happens. And another thing I want to bring up is that I had a really good conversation with Royce on Facebook Messenger, and he says to me, "I'm not making this up." And Royce, I'm bringing this up, so you brought this up, so it's kind of on you, my friend. But I love you. You're a good friend. And he said that he's been a great support of mine. He supports me. I support his show, and basically he told me that he'll be more than happy to come on this podcast and sing the Monkees theme song. I kid you not, the Monkees theme song. So, with that being said, Royce, I'll do something even better. If you come on the show to sing Monkees theme song, I'll sing it with you. That's right, you heard it from me. I'll sing it with you. Or even that, we'll even sing Daydream Believer just for the fun of it. So let me know on the YouTube comment section or on our comment section and or on Facebook Messenger what you think, because I'm willing to go live on YouTube on video, as much as I hate it, to sing the Monkees theme song with you and Daydream Believer. So you know where to find me. Get back to me on that. So other than that, that's all the shout outs I have. So how's everybody's holidays are going? I mean, I know I kind of mentioned that earlier, but how's it going? Did anything funny happen? Did anything crazy happen? Did you have a Clark Griswold moment, or did you, have a bah humbug moment, or did you just had? I wish I had one of these moments. A laid back Christmas. And let me tell you all something. My Christmas was not laid back. It was in your face, boom, 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 boom. It's just that I'm sick also 7, and there were 10 people in the house. 10. Yeah. In your face, cooking, baking, you name it. And it's weird because my sister Faith and I, we were cooking, baking in the kitchen, and everybody just congregating to the kitchen. I'm like, and there was like so much room. There's a lot of room in this house for people to spread out, but no, and everybody's in the kitchen, including the animals, being bossy for food. Yes, they can be bossy. just let me tell you something. I don't own the dogs; they own me. So yes, bossy, bossy, bossy. That's what they are. That's okay. That's the way it should be. They deserve it. So anyway, yes, well, that was crazy, but it was fun though, because there was a lot of love and laughter, joy in my family. I guess I could show you a couple of funny moments before I talk about the next artist. So it's my favorite fun moment. So my sister Brie made this punch. It had like, oh geez, what did she put in there? She put like lime slices, just like fruit punch, but it's kid friendly. But because there weren't any little kids around, we made adult kid friendly. And so she and her boyfriend added a whole bottle of Barefoot strawberry wine into that punch. And let me tell you something, that is good. I'm not a big wine drinker. I'll drink every now and then, but oh my goodness. Woo, that was good stuff. We all had solo cups. So after the first one, I felt good. I felt good after I had my first one, and then I'm like, oh, what the heck? I'll have the second one. And that's where that's where I got a little loosey goosey for the rest of the evening. So I was a little loosey goosey. In fact, I was so loosey goosey. I was singing a White Christmas loud and proud while watching the movie. Yes, that kind of loosey goosey. So, but yeah, I have no regrets. And by the way, that's a classic film. It's starting to become a tradition to watch it on Christmas Eve every year. Such a great film. But anyway, and then at the Christmas Eve dinner table, that there was some pretty funky stuff going on. So it turns out my sister, and so before I go any further, people who know me know I am a Michigan State Spartans fan. And shout out to the Spartans. They won their bowl game earlier. Spartan pride forever. So and anyway, and so it turns out that my sister's boyfriend is an Ohio State Buckeye fan. Mm, God. I learned about this. So before I even told him I'm a Michigan State fan, I said I'm not naming his name just for privacy reasons. And I told him, hey, so I hear you're a Ohio State Buckeyes fan, and he replied with his biggest smile on his face. He goes, oh yeah, yes, I am a huge Ohio State Buckeye fan. Our offense rocks, our defense sucks, but I can guarantee our defense will be better next year because we'll have a better defensive coach. I promise you that. And of course, I'm sitting here like, okay, well, maybe it's time to break his heart. So I told him, well, did you know? And so I said, well, guess what? He goes, what? I'm a Michigan State fan. And immediately his smile disappeared from his face and he literally put his hand on his forehead and he just groaned. He literally just groaned. And then, of course, then my sister Brie told me, I love the Ohio State Buckeye colors. I'm like, oh God, no. No, 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 no. Don't do this to me. Don't give me heartburn here. Come on. Don't do this. No. No, 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 no. He goes, oh yeah, I love Buckeyes. I'm like, oh my gosh. Why me? Why me? I'm the only Michigan State fan in the house, and now there are Buckeyes in the family. This is so not cool. Why me? And of course, during this whole thing, I look over to my dad who was sitting next to me at the table, and he literally has hands buried, buried his face in his hands, and he had a look like, oh God, here we go. And then later that it was it. Okay, yeah, well, I get back to that. And then for some reason, the monkeys got onto the topic, became a topic at the table. I didn't bring it up, believe it or not. I did not bring this up. Um, my sister was sitting across from me, and she heard about the late Mike Nesmith death, and she just told me that she asked me, is Mickey Dolenz the last monkey, the last remaining monkey? I'm like, yeah, yeah, he is. And next thing you know, my brother's 2 seats away from me, by me on the table. And my brother can do spontaneous things. I am not joking. He can be spontaneous when he wants to be. He was pretty spontaneous today, which I'll tell you later. But so at the table, the most spontaneous thing he ever did was, so when I replied, yes, McDonald's is the last remaining monkey. My brother goes, did someone say monkey? And he literally goes, ooh, ooh, ah, 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 at the table. Everybody's laughing. And, I'm putting food in my plate. Then I turned to him. Okay, get this. He walked out, and for a fact, he walked himself into this. So I said to him, all right, so I turned and looked, and I said to him, I am talking about a smart monkey, not a dumb monkey. And he just sat there with his mouth wide open, like he just couldn't believe I just said that to him. I called him a dumb monkey. He just looked at me. He was insulted. He's like, like that, his mouth wide open, and everybody at the table went, ooh. And then my sister, obviously the one across from the table, said, Slammer, gave me a high five. And next thing you know, she started talking to Faith, who's sitting next to me, whispering something about me, being being insulting. I'm like, well, and of course, my mind, I'm like, well, whatever. You walked yourself into that one, buddy. Hope you learned your lesson. So, yeah, then on to Christmas night. So my boyfriend's my sister's I don't have a boyfriend. Excuse me, my sister's boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. My sister does. We're going back to the Ohio State Buckeye boyfriend. God, just shoot me. Um, um, so Christmas night, I played against him on Madden on the PS4, and I'm beating his butt with Aaron Rodgers, and he's whining the whole time. I don't understand this. Why is this defense not tackling? This sucks. I can't do any interceptions. I don't know how to do this and that. And I'm really saying that quietly. And I said to myself, man, Buckeye fans are whiny. They are just as bad as Michigan fans. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, you be having a headache, just the headache that I've had when I'm just hearing whine. I'm like, I don't know what's worse, Buckeye fans whining or Michigan whining. I don't know, but his whining was pretty bad. So so yeah, so it's kind of official. There's a Buckeye in the family, and my sister's boyfriend's nickname is Buckeye, and he's okay with that. I go, oh, good morning, Buckeye. So I I'm like, it's like he's nice enough, but being a Buckeye fan, I'm being a Michigan State fan, and that's part of the family. I'm like, God, where's that beach I want to go to where I can sit in the sand and have cooler beers or something? Like, Lord, good Lord, have mercy on my soul. But but pretty much that's what the holiday was like. Just a lot of love, laughter. But yeah, so I sincerely hope your holiday season went well, and if yours didn't, then that's okay. Sometimes holidays and even life in general could be rough. So my best advice is just keep going. Put your 2 feet together and just keep going. I don't, it could be hard, it could be whatever. Just keep going. So now, with that being said, let's talk about our future artists. I need to get a drink of water here. Excuse me. Talk about our future artist. He's I mean, just like the monkeys, from our previous podcast episodes, this artist is current. I just like monkeys. I kind of grew up listening to him, but this was more in my teen years more than anything else. And and he was in a band called DC Talk. And let me tell you something. That was when I think of DC Talk, boy, do my joints feel better. I feel like I'm young again and and then he went solo, and actually I got to see this artist twice at our Stampede, once in 2017 and once this summer, and he delivers. And what I like about him is that how real he is. He's just a humble human being who's going through the struggles of life just like you and I. And so without any further ado, I am talking about the artist Toby Mac. Holy cow. And let me tell you something. There's just, we all have those bands that are artists, aka monkeys too, that really, leave a mark in our lives and really touch people's lives with their music. Well, Toby Mac just so happens to be one of those artists. If you backtrack to the DC Talk days where it was him, Michael Tate, who is the lead singer of the Newsboys, whom I did meet twice. Hi, Mike. And then Kevin Max, who's doing his own thing, but he's very social on Facebook and Twitter, so it's fun to see what he's doing. He's been hanging out with his kids lately, which is pretty cute. And they performed DC Talk, and throughout the history of DC Talk, the two records that come to my mind, there are probably, I can say three, but I'm going to narrow down the two, are Jesus Freak and Free at Last. Now, there are fans like me who pay attention to this stuff, and I came to realize there's a great debate which album was better, Jesus Freak or Free at Last. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Jesus Freak. They just knocked everybody dead with that album. I am not kidding. And then Free at Last, they also knocked everybody dead with that album too. And a lot of people put Jesus Freak 1, Free at Last 2. Well, I'm vice versa. I think Free at Last is number 1 and Jesus Freak is number 2. Just because Free at Last, I'm a soul person. I love soul music. And And there's a lost soul. There's just a lot of musical vibe on that Free at Last album. I cannot tell how many times I've thrown my hands up in the air singing the title track Free at Last, but that's a great album. And Jesus Freak is just a loud, just hardcore album. It's just so now going back to DC Talk, when they separated, all three went their separate ways. Kevin started his own solo thing, and it was good for a while too. I still have the CD. I have a whole bunch of CDs in the storage room and tubs. So people keep telling me you should get rid of it. I'm like, yeah, right. And then Michael Tate, before he became a newsboy, he had solo stuff. And I seen him live doing solo stuff like eons ago. That's when I first met him, and it was up in Estes Park. And the Tape Band, look it up, Tape Band, the first record. Oh my gosh, that was good. That's a good record. I still have it. It's in that Tupperware in the storage room. I'm sure of it. And then, of course, Toby wanted to do his thing. And when Toby dropped his first solo album, Momentum, holy cow, that's just such fantastic stuff. I mean, it was raw, it was loud. Oh my goodness, it was mind blowing. Oh, geez. I remember going to the nearest Christian bookstore just to pick it up. I mean, Toby, he was on fire, still is on fire, but man, he was just blazing. First album, boom, off he goes. And if you listen to Momentum, it's louder compared to, and I know he still creates loud music, but this one's really loud, which I like personally. And I can tell you right now, my favorite song off the Momentum CD is "Hey, Stop, What's That Sound? Everybody looks going down. What's going down? Tell me what's going down. I want to know just what's going down." Oh my gosh, that's such a good song. And the title track Momentum's good. And there's a particular song that I'm very fond of that is actually dear to my heart. It's Irene. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Daddy's gonna sing you a lullaby. And that's such a good song. And fun fact too, this is true. Have either one of you experienced heart sepsis? Because let me tell you guys something. Back in 2018, I almost died from it, and my body was shutting down. I'm not making this up. My body was shutting down. My organs were stopping. My dad was with me in the ER. They were watching my heart rate, which was going skyrocket. I was gonna be gone, and I felt, death was near. I mean, death was near. I felt it. And let me tell you something. Even though I was alone, I was the loneliest feeling in the world. But when I said my final prayer, the lyrics from Irene saved me. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Daddy's gonna sing you a lullaby. Everything's gonna be alright. The Lord's gonna answer your prayer tonight. Hey, little girl, with the pressures of the world on your shoulders, don't say that it's over. I'm serious. I'm laying there going, that's my final prayer. Next thing you know, I hear the opening guitar of Irene in those lyrics. It was really like God was saying, you're not done yet. Just hang on, hang in there. We're gonna get you through. And so in many ways, Toby's music really kept my head up for sure. And that's just one of the testimonies too. And also, I think my dad, for because he's one who made me go to the ER. I wasn't gonna go, but I have that sepsis rash. I mean, it's just awful. And he threatened to throw me over his shoulder, so I wasn't gonna test him, so I went. Thankfully, I did. But yeah, Toby's Max lyrics stuck with me through that whole thing. Even when I was in the hospital, recovering for 2 days from sepsis, those lyrics stuck with me. Every time I hear those, I think about that time, being on the emergency room bed, fighting for my life, and my heart's going up. So someone asked me, my friends asked me on Facebook, what was worse, catching COVID or having heart sepsis? And I'll say this without a shadow of a doubt, heart sepsis was the worst. I do not wish on anybody. I don't want anybody to have it, but then again, I don't want anyone to have COVID either. Both worse, but heart sepsis is a joy killer. I thank God every day that I'm still alive. I also thank my dad too. And then, so anyway, onward to Toby Mac. And so from there, he's been creating, Toby's been creating There's great albums, great songs that have really helped a lot of people find, find out who they are, find their way to God, or just get through the toughest challenges. And I cannot tell you how many times I have listened to Toby Mac on days where I'm just like I don't care. I could care less. My joints hurt. I'm just gonna hide in my sheets all day. No, that's not happening. Cue Toby Mac. So and let me tell you something as well. As some of you know, I've had my knees replaced this year. I'm only 38. Unfortunately, almost 39 to be exact. And unfortunately, I have a genetic form of arthritis that attacked my knees and really almost sent me to the wheelchair for good. So I had no choice with my knees replaced. And I remember this was actually with my second knee, my right knee. I didn't do it all at once. They were bad in different ways, both of them. So I went with left and went with the right. So while I was in the prep area, I'm not a fan of needles. I don't care. And they're like, okay, Tim, numb your back. There's a song called so before they're numbing my back, before I get to the story, there's a song called Elements by Toby Mac. Elements, the elements. And that was my code word. That was my panic word because I have white coat syndrome. So anyway, I'm sitting in the prep area and they're like, okay, time to numb your back again. And I'm like, kind of like a Fran Fun from Nang Pride. It's like, I don't want to do this. My fight or flight response kicked in. I would have bolted, but I didn't. Oh, gosh. And what happened? So every time they kept poking me with that needle repeatedly in the back, I just said elements. That was my keyword, elements. I'll get through this. Elements, elements, elements. I'll survive the elements. Like, oh my gosh, this hurts. Elements. And in the last, and plus my lower body was numb. I felt a little bit better, I guess, in some ways. But I'll tell you what, his songs just find a way to help you through things. I can't even explain it personally. I think it's because we all go through stuff that's life changing or just mentally changing, physical change, whatever. And just reading it, the comments on the Facebook page, Toby's Facebook page, it's just really amazing because there are a lot of people who have the same condition like me or going through the same things, or there are people who are going through different things, but we all have that one thing common. We're struggling. And we find hope in Toby's music. And and what I really like about Toby is that he's not afraid to show his emotions. He's not afraid to speak about what he's been experiencing. He lost his eldest son through it, and he still finds a way to keep his son alive through those shows. And my heart goes out to Toby and his wife and family felt that. That's just my heart breaks for him still, but he's moving on because he knows that he'll see his son again. So that's inspiring for sure. Also, in October there was a movie called Jesus Music. I haven't seen it yet. I'm a little slow because at the time I was in physical therapy, getting tortured over there, trying to get better. And yes, I call it torture. It was torture, but it was worth it. And anyway, and I was listening to the trailer of Toby Mac on it, and I really like this quote he mentioned. He says, sometimes God uses broken people to create music for the broken. And I'm like, and that just kind of just said to me, man, in some ways he knows he's going through a lot of stuff just much sweeter. So kudos to Toby on that. That's huge. And gosh, it's just he touched a lot of lives and he still does, and it's just amazing. Just watch him on stage. Hearing his music is one thing, but seeing him on stage, oh my goodness, that is just like a whole different level. It's more like you're in church, a church. You're in church and there comes your pastor and he's just preaching, he's singing, he's having fun. I can tell you my favorite moment from my very first Toby Mac concert at Stampede back in 2017 was man, boy, it's 2017. Okay, in fact, I do remember. I'm sorry. So I just graduated Ames Community College. The guy I dated tragically died. I was one of the last people we saw him alive. I was unhappy. I was angry. I was mad at John for leaving me. I was mad at God for letting it happen. I was just mad. I wasn't happy at all, at all. And so I'm like, oh, Toby Max coming to our symphony. Okay, yeah, okay, sure, I'll go. So my friend Livy and I went, and so before I go any further, I I'm a Christian. I've been born again Christian since I was 9 years old. But uh, it's getting a little emotional here, so bear with me. But I've always struggled with my faith. Always, I always have struggled. And in 2017, I was just a mess. I wasn't happy. And so I saw Toby live. I'm listening to him, having a great time. I really was. I really was. And God called me that night. It was during the performance of his song, When Love Broke Through. Look up that song, When Love Broke Through. That song led me back to God for good. And the message from God was clear to me. And I can tell you what he said. He told me, I know you're upset. I know you're angry. You're angry at me. You're angry at John. I know that. But you can't do this by yourself. There's no way you can get through this by yourself. And you know that. It's time for you to come back home. Come back home, and I promise you, I'll help you get through this. And the very next day, I prayed, and I went back home and back home to God's love, and things have started to get better. Believe it or not, I believe at least, things started to get better. So that was probably my favorite moment. And of course, with the song When Love Broke Through, actually that's his testimony song of when he got saved. So I thought that was pretty cool that we kind of now have that same connection. Also, so now to this past summer's performance, oh man, I was supposed to isolate because of surgery, and I'm like, no, it's Toby Mac. I'm not missing Toby Mac. I don't care if I'll go in a wheelchair to see Toby Mac. And sure enough, I was in a wheelchair, but did I care? No. And truth be told, to my dog, Miss Smokey, she had 72-hour flu bug, stomach bug. Oh, gosh. And to this day, I still tell her to this day, never again, ever. It hasn't happened, thank goodness. But anyway, so I'm in a wheelchair, and I got lucky enough to go front row. And shout out to my brother Josiah for getting me there. Love you, bro. And I was letting off a lot of steam that night. I was just tired, but I'm just singing, throwing my hands in the air, just having a good time. And what I didn't know is that people were watching me. And yeah. So, but one staff member tapped me on the shoulder as I was leaving. My brother's, pushing me in the wheelchair, more like pulling me backwards, pulling the wheelchair, I shall say. And the staff member goes, "You rock." Like, I'm like, "No, you rock. No, you were having fun." I'm like, and I said, "Oh, I was just blowing off some much needed stress." And I'm like, "Well, I'm glad you have fun." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too, much needed." So I felt better when I got back home. So that was my favorite memory. As far as my favorite performance by Toby Mac, that's a hard one. That's also debatable. There were a lot of good performances. Good grief. Uh, Lord, Lord, where I go with this? All right, so my personal favorite performances go back from both concerts. It's gotta be "Eye on It." I got an eye on it. I like that one. Also like When Love Broke Through. We already discussed that. So there's a couple other ones. See the Light, Scars, like Battle Scars. Yeah, oh man, there's just one performance I wish I got to see. I just never did because I missed my luck. I would love to see Toby perform Elements live. I mean, I see it on YouTube. I listen to it on Spotify or even on YouTube. I read the lyrics, great. I want to hear that live. Oh man. And Toby's supposed to be making his way back to Denver in March. So we'll see. Money's tight right now, so we'll see. But anyway, so now he has a new song out. Did y'all know that? And this song, really caught me in a really good time, actually, because I was going through um, the mental issues with the arthritis condition I have. Um, once my knees got fixed, arthritis just spread to my elbows and shoulder, and it also turns out I have a torn tendons in my shoulder, so it's just a big lump of blah, blah blah blah. And so I fell into the mental state of it. I was feeling depressed. I just sat there, just watched TV hours at a time, didn't want to move. And then Toby dropped this song called Promised Land. And once I clicked on it and started listening like maybe the first, I don't know, minute and a half of it, I started to cry. I cried because that really spoke to how I feel and where I stand. And that song really put things into perspective for me. And what I like about is that he speaks from his personal experience as well. And so, and I, and just reading these lyrics, which are in front of me right now on my laptop, it's remarkable. So what I'm gonna do is sing you the lyrics, but I will not. And I repeat, I will not hit the high notes. You can't make me do that. Need some water, excuse me. Because people are sleeping, and two, because I can't do it now, come with voice. So I'm just gonna read these lyrics to you. I tell you what, this song really hit my heart when I really needed it. And so there are times where I get back into those funks, and I just go back to the song. So here we go. You ready? All right, here we go. Head down as I punch this clock. The hours roll, they never stop, and I can never seem to get ahead. Always trying to do what's right, straight and narrow, skin tight. Don't know how much longer I could stand. And I'm wondering, yeah, I'm wondering, where's my promised land? Out here on this desert road, it's hot as fire, but I've grown cold, circling like a plane that never lands. And even though the questions change, the answers always stay the same. Maybe someday I will understand. So I'm wondering, got me wondering, where's my promised land? Yeah, I'm wondering, still I'm wondering, where's my promised land? I've run this earth for many years. There's one thing I know. There's nowhere on this side of heaven where the streets are made of gold. I long they tell my grand illusions, looking toward the day that I'll be home. I won't give up on this race, broken, but I still have faith that this old life is all part of the plan. And I can feel it in my soul. One day I'll stand before the throne with nothing left but hope in these two hands. Through all these seasons, I'm still believing you're my promised land. All my grieving, I'm still believing you're my promised land. Yeah, I tell you what, just powerful, powerful music. I mean, music and words. I mean, the lyrics are just brilliant. And it's funny because Toby was touring like during back in 2020. He had this song already done, and he already created a lyric video to it as well. Which, by the way, you can check it out because he actually created the lyric video while he was touring in 2020. So you might want to check it out. And it just hits me because it really just described, how I felt, that's how I still feel with my arthritis condition. Head down as I punch this clock, the hours roll, they never stop. But I really, and what really captured me was how Toby says, "Where's my promised land?" Then he shifts his focus to God, saying, "You are my promised land." And to me personally, that gives me hope. It gives me hope that I'll get to that promised land. I'll get to the streets of gold. I'll see my grandfather again. I can see my grandmother again. I could see my boyfriend John again. I get to see everybody again who are Christians, and that gives me hope. Well written, Toby. Well written. And again, it falls back to all the songs. I mean, he's able to reach out to a lot of people who are struggling through life, or just hurting, or just yearning to hear something, find some hope, find some peace, find some hope. And yeah, and he does it very well with his albums and song. And hopefully you'll be listening, because I have mentioned on his I don't know, Facebook page that this I'll be talking about him on my podcast. So hey, Toby, if you're on here, I just want to say thank you for your music. I know you're going through a lot, and I know I am, and your music really has helped me through a lot of challenges this year. And thanks for rocking Greeley, Colorado. It's just great to have a a singer like you who shows up on stage and just performs. It puts on a great show. And in regards to the show, this past summer, the Grove Stampede, I was the person in the wheelchair. I had one good knee, I had one bad knee, and my bad knee was being mean. So I was there, but it was a great show, and thank you so much. And by the way, I was talking to my brother Josiah, who works for the security over there, and he said the staff wanted you to know that you are more than welcome to come back to the Greeley Stampede because you're nice and polite. And of course, when Gigi told me that you are nice and polite, that doesn't faze me at all. And that's who you are, and that's just the love you give to people. So thank you for what you do, and keep bringing on the jams. Oh, and by the way, what do you mean? And by the way, I'm gonna pick on you for a minute. What did you mean that Michael Tate can't take care of a dog? I think he's capable of taking care of a dog. I mean, his dog's cute. Cash is cute. He can take care of a dog. Give me a break. Whatever. When Michael Tate said that, I'm like, whatever. As if, whatever. But anyway, thank you for your dedication for serving the Lord, and you're awesome. So keep up the good work, and I'll try and make it much in Denver, but no guarantee. There are not any guarantees yet. But my knees are getting stronger, so I'll be concert bound this summer. So in the meantime, take care of yourself. God bless you. All right, well, I think that's gonna probably just wrap it up for me tonight. It's amazing how music is just universal, and how it touches people's lives, and artists who are people like us are capable of reaching into people's lives and really challenge them to do better, to get through their darkest moments. And that's what Toby Mac does. Oh geez, that's even what the Monkees did for me. Oh geez, we'll go back to that. Yeah, absolutely. And there are other artists who have done that to me and other people, and I'll discuss that in the future. But until then, listen, hey, it's almost a new year. It has been a wild year. Absolutely wild, with highs and lows, bumps and bruises. I have 2 battle scars of them. They're on my knees. Yes, I call my knee replacement scars battle scars. That's what they are. After all, these battle scars remind me of how strong I am. So, and I also want you to know that you guys are capable of doing anything to put your mind to it. No, it's not easy. I mean, I'm starting my own podcast. It's not all rainbows and sunshine for me either. I'm like, the field of journalism is so narrow. It's hard, but I'm willing to fight it. I'm willing, or like in the words of Toby Mac, I will fight the elements. Yes, I will fight the elements. So, and that's what I do. Head on. There isn't an easy way out. Never take the easy way out. Just keep going through. All right, well, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. I know I am. I'm going to be catching up on Christmas movies. I still haven't watched A Christmas Story. What's up with that? I usually watch that for Christmas Eve, but I decided, no, I'll just go and watch I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to play it while I go to bed. But anyway, yeah, so I switched White Christmas. I just watch Christmas 7 Christmas Story. I'm gonna fix that. Then I have two New Year's Eve movies to watch. I watched The Holiday that stars Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Jack Black, and Cameron Diaz. And then I watched New Year's Eve, the movie New Year's Eve, which has an all-star cast. So and believe it or not, John Bon Jovi's in it, and he cracks me up in this movie because he gets the Living Dave like smacked album. And he said, on the talk show when before this movie came out, he's like, yeah, he said he was telling the host, yeah, I was told I was going to kiss Halle Berry, but instead I ended up being smacked. I'm like, oh my god, man, he can't get a break, poor guy. But it's funny, it's a great movie. I really liked John Bon Jovi's version of "Have a Little Faith in Me." Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith in me. But anyway, yeah. But so look, that's what I'm gonna be doing. And of course, from later on tonight, we're gonna have steaks. Yes, steaks, sirloin steaks for dinner. I'm like, I'm gonna have steak. We're gonna have potato casserole. Then I'm gonna have a beer with it. It's gonna be good. A beer or two, I shall say. So, yeah, well, that's my plan. Then New Year's Day bowl games. Like y'all don't know, is that my dad and I have bet going on with the bowl games. Although COVID has ruined some of them, we're still making it work. So basically, the deal is so we made our picks, and whoever have the most wins will get 50 cents. And let me tell you guys something. My dad is mad right now because I'm ahead by 4 wins. Yeah, no, it feels great. Well, when I saw him earlier, he goes, "Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you." He means it in a nice way, but he's like, "Get out of here." And I'm like to my dad, "Where's your happy face?" And he looks at me and he says, "This is my happy face." Yeah, well, since you lose. So I'm kind of hoping it stays that way so I can win 50 cents. But my Michigan State Spartans won. And to the Michigan State quarterback, what on earth were you doing earlier? Oh my gosh, throwing downs, but come on, dude. You're killing me. You've been playing like this all season. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. But also, the wide receivers were Butterfingers, and oh my gosh. I mean, I spent majority of the time yelling at my laptop because of it, and but yeah. So plus my dad's also mad that I took Michigan State in, which by the way, there was no chance in heck he was gonna get Michigan State because that is my team. No one touches my team. But he's more welcome to have Michigan, and he does. So I'm really hoping the Bulldogs kind of, end Michigan. Yeah. That'll be sweet emotion. All right. So anyway, I'm out. I'm tired. Well, I'm not tired per se. I'm gonna probably be up for a little bit anyway, but I'm tired, but I'm gonna go rest up. So listen, stay safe, be smart, be cautious, and be glad you're not under a windstorm warning like I am. I mean, I just got emails. It pops up. I get like these weather alerts via the emails, and they're saying, "Where's storm warning?" And I'm like, "Oh, great." I'm like, okay, great. Where were you last week? I was watching White Christmas, and now it's gonna snow. Shame on you. So we'll see. They're saying 2 to 6 inches, but if it's still like snow on the ground, I'm not gonna go out and get the mail, just because I don't want to slip and fall. Because I have my new knees. I'm bionic woman, and I'm pretty sure I'll have more joints being bionic pretty soon. No guarantees. I won't know anything till around May. So I'll keep you guys posted about that. And also, I'm kind of noticing the Grove Stampede have not announced their lineup for this year, so they won't say anything till February. And it's their 100th anniversary, so it's a big deal. I plan on going there. Hopefully, I can interview an artist or something, because I do freelance work for a media company like I do brochures, create videos, blah blah blah, just create stuff. So and they're music people, so they want me to do that. So and also Shining Frontier Days haven't announced their lineup yet either, so I'm watching that one. But when those announcements open up, I'll let you know. All right, well I'm out. Be good. Oh, and one more thing. Hey Royce, I'm serious about singing the Monkeys theme song and Daydream Believer. Get back to me on that. I'm serious. Get back to me on that. I'll do it. I hate being on camera with people looking at me, but I'll do it. So, but it'd be more fun if it's just you. But but it's Monkeys music. I might just have to jump in. But anyway, good night, people. Stay blessed. Yeah, just don't forget to rock, roll all night, party every day. So good night, guys. Bye.